Good day. Hope everybody out there is having a good one. If it's your first time to the channel, what we do around here is we find new music from all over the world, regions that you didn't even know are producing just brilliant music. We follow people's suggestions rather than algorithms. It's led us to find way more stuff than we ever would have found any other way. No algorithm ever would have suggested this much music and this wide of a variety. So finding new music and getting inspired from all different types of music and places is what you're into. Take a look around. We have a lot of playlists that reflect a lot of just the awesome stuff, different regions, different types of music, just a lot of, or just artists in general. And one place that we really love visiting is Spain. It's one of our favorite places musically and or otherwise. It has a deep, rich history musically and or otherwise. So now this is something. Now if you've seen the channel, you know that flamenco is a big part of the music that comes out of Spain, amongst a lot of other things. But we have a whole playlist of flamenco, Paco de Lucia, a lot for you to check out in that world. But now I've seen like flamenco in its original, form. I've seen obviously the guitar side of flamenco. I've also seen flamenco like Entre Dos Iguas performed on the violin. But the harp, this is a first for me, and maybe for you too. Ana Crisman, Anna Crisman, the Harp Becomes Flamenco. So let's check this out. This should be very interesting. I'm subscribed to some harp players, but I've never seen flamenco on the harp. Oh, that's right, the switches. It's already got the gusto. Way cool. I love how she's using the body of. That's awesome. Beautiful. That almost felt like a little bit of Dos Iguas in that last part. Like the melody. Now, hold on. Let's reanalyze here. Now, these are nylon strings, right? So So how does that? How do they make nylon strings for the harp? Somebody please educate me on this. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm sure somebody that's a bit more versed will explain it a lot better. So please feel free. I I have noticed from personal experience, and even my own experience, um, the people that play guitar, they think, oh man, if I got on a harp, I'd just jam right out. And as soon as you get a harp in your hand, you're like, what do I do? And it's like, that's a lot because when you're used to playing now, it's all of your fingers are picks rather, even if you were to play, with all your fingers with guitar that way, I think it would take some getting used to because, yeah, you're in flamenco, you're moving this hand around a lot more, or the guitar neck hand, whatever it is, left to right, your left, my right, whatever. That hand is moving around, but it's not picking. I mean, it's doing hammer-ons and pull-offs and all that, but still, it's a lot different than it. It's like it takes a minute because your left and right brain need to, whoa, hold on. Give me a second here. That's just like, and the tone. It's so much softer, like it's got such a more like a delicate feel. Now obviously like things like that could be done in but it sounds different than I'm accustomed to hearing, on the harp. And it's also as the way she's playing it too, and that kind of flair. It's perfect. And we're so used to like hearing, Celtic like stuff on the harp, and we attribute that to, but see, Spain had a lot of that going on and gave way to a lot of that. So, what we sometimes attribute to other places actually came from that Spain. So, but they went off and, obviously evolved in other places, as well. But, I've found so much more stuff that leans into like the Celtic vibes that I like that is coming out of Spain than I have from like any other area. And it's just a mixture of the flutes, the violins, and how they mix the sounds together. It's like it brings you back to a time you were never part of, and it's like you instantly feel like, if reincarnation's a thing, I'm like brought right back to the medieval times, and when things we'll say much more simpler. But this is pretty now, and that's another thing. There's a lot going on with the harp. There's all like do they call them, it's dampeners, or just like on a piano, but and then how she uses the body. Now I've seen a lot of newer harp players or harp players from this generation, you know, putting the body and everything into it, and really doing, and distortion and, adding all sorts of cool things to the harp that you never thought you would, hear from a harp. And, it's brilliant to see, because some instruments, it feels like they are stuck being the way they are. They're not going to go any further. They're not going to graduate into anything. But then when you see things like the violin, you see people jazzing that up with distortion and playing it like an electric guitar. And, now, we see that with the harp and other instruments that you never, thought, the cello even, and just other, it just really, shows you, things aren't done, evolving and, moving along musically, but at the same time, keeping that traditional feel. Now, this was something this is a kind of music that wasn't made with the harp in mind. You've gone through the history of, flamenco being a vocal dance thing, and, the guitars being an accompaniment, and, then other instruments came along, and joined in, and, and then we get into like the Sephardic folk realms, which you're going to be talking a lot more about. There's a lot of similarities, but a lot of differences, a lot of just neat stuff that really will broaden your horizons. And feel free, go look at that if you can get to it before I show it to you. But this is brilliant. I want to check out more from this young lady. The harp did become flamenco. I think anyway. I mean, hey, I'm not the the old seeing eye or the old sayer of what's flamenco, and I don't get to make those decisions. But as an outsider that's, become a fan of flamenco, I think this is an awesome addition to the space. And I would really like to see, I love when other instruments that you don't, that you wouldn't think would be in a genre enter it. And, even when like heavy metal, when symphony gets brought into it, it's always special, and more people appreciate it in another way. They're like, wow, now I look at that song a little differently. I didn't realize, how, in depth chord wise it was, and all this stuff. And it's just great. But yeah, please, somebody, do they make a full set of like nylon harp strings? And I gotta look into, I gotta learn more about the harp. But yeah, way awesome. Please, we'll have you all linked up to this video and more, everything we can, and definitely take the plunge into the flamenco playlist if you haven't heard of flamenco, or know what I'm talking about. Like, what is this word he keeps saying? Yeah, there's a playlist. It says flamenco. Thank me later. Also, Paco de Lucia, Elite Bata. We have so many just brilliant guitarists from all over the different spectrums and all over the world, and different regions playing different types of music, and just really pushing these stringed instruments and other instruments right, past what we thought what their limits were. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Please go check Ana Crisman. I keep wanting to say Crimson. Crisman. Out, and definitely trying to can't get my mouth to work. But yeah, words. So this also beautifully shot, very simple, but I love, the garb, the look, everything. Looks like a winery or some sort, maybe whiskey, scotch, perhaps. But some goodies in them barrels either way. But yeah, this was very beautiful. Thank you for to whoever suggested it. I am looking forward to checking out more from this artist. And please, if you got an artist or somebody that you would like us to check out, leave them in the comments and we will get to them as soon as possible. We try to bounce around, going back and forth. So we're not ignoring you. We're just trying to be everywhere at once, all things all the time. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that reflects all the musical rabbit holes that we've been going down. So yeah, definitely, if finding new music is your thing, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Please do let us know about a band or an artist or somebody, whether they be independent, whatever. We don't care. We want to check them out. We want to show them to everybody else. So have a great day out there, everybody. Broaden your horizons musically. It's much better for your health. And have a great day. See you in the next one.